Welcome back to my channel, The Movie Optimist, everybody, where I try and find the silver linings in even the worst of films. And as much of an optimist as I am, it is difficult to find optimism in this next topic, and that is the fact that our president, Donald Trump, just announced that he is putting a tariff on movies being filmed outside of the United States as an attempt to bring filmmakers back to LA and places in the United States to film movies. Now, I'm not going to get into the science, mumbo-jumbo, political stance on this because I'm not a political guy, but what I do know is what that means is movies that are filmed outside of the United States are going to hit with a tariff, and they're going to have to pay a pretty penny to film outside of the United States, which makes it really hard for independent filmmakers to leave the country to film their dream projects for a fraction of the price that it would have cost them to film here in the United States, which means we are not going to get a lot of independent films. And the reason why so many people go outside of the States to film is because filming in LA is astronomically high in price. It is an absurd amount of money to film in LA, to the point where unless you're an Avengers, a Justice League, or a Star Wars, it's just not feasible. It's too expensive to film a rom-com in LA. So people go to Canada, people go to the United Kingdom, where they get tax breaks and it's a lot cheaper to film them, and then they come back to America and distribute them here. So a movie only costs $10 million to make overseas, and then it makes $30 million here, and it's profitable. Now you take that same movie that they filmed overseas and you film it here for $30 million, and then it only made $30 million, and it lost a lot of money, which is why people go, like I said, out of the States to film these things. And if Trump does this, it's going to make that impossible because it's going to be more money to film out of the United States, and then to come back here and distribute it, it's just going to double in price. And this is really a no-win situation. Now, the one silver lining to this is the potential that could come from it. And I think that there needs to be some incentives from LA and from all the other places in the United States that movies get made where, okay, Trump's forcing people to come back here to film movies, but at the same time, we're also going to lower how much it costs to film movies here. That's the only way that this is a win-win. You want movies to be made here, then Cali needs to lower the price of how much it costs to rent out buildings, to shut city streets down, and to rent cafes, and to film in studios. That's the only way this is beneficial, but at the same time, this is just another case of supply and demand. If people can't leave the United States now, and states like California sees this, they could either jack the prices up because where else are you going to go, or they can keep them the same. But the only thing that's going to happen with that is that we're going to stop getting independent films, and a lot of people probably don't care because a lot of people don't really watch independent films. But the fact of the matter is the independent films are the things that keep the studios afloat in between the blockbuster films. If you think about a blockbuster, it's something like a Jurassic Park, a Star Wars, a Superman, a Spider-Man. How many movies do you get like that a year? Maybe 15, maybe 20. Whereas in between all of those films, there's hundreds of other little independent films that come out that get people to come to the theaters and buy popcorn and keep the movie theaters alive. And without those films, the movie theaters are going to die because they can't survive on the 20 blockbuster films alone every year. And then you're never going to have events like Barbenheimer anymore. Everything's just going to become a streaming movie because movie theaters shut down. And this one little idea from Trump to tariff making films in foreign markets could literally cripple the Hollywood industry. So, God, I really hope that this doesn't go through. And if it does, I hope that Hollywood understands that if this is the case, they need to significantly lower the amount of money it costs to film here, because as a movie-going audience member that loves the theatrical experience, it would kill me if the movie theater shut down. This is literally what I live for. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think of the tariffs that Trump is implementing on filming movies outside of the United States? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? I'd love to talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time.